I'll go ahead and say it now. The title is bait. It's very easy to beat Fallout New Vegas by killing everyone. However, you might have noticed a couple of things. First, this says Part 1. This particular run is going to be conducted in phases. Phase 1 is going to revolve around a very specific goal. Phase 2, I'm going to be doing all the DLC and killing everyone in that. And finally, Phase 3. Total Armageddon, where I'm going to kill everyone. With that out of the way, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and let's begin.
Truth is, the game was rigged from the start.
We wake up in Doc Mitchell's house and more or less just skip right through the character creation because right now it doesn't matter. As soon as the notifications stop popping up, I turn right back around, go inside Doc Mitchell's house to help him check his vitals.
Prognosis? You're dead!
After that, it's a matter of tracking down everyone in the town. Starting with this nameless NPC, then Victor, Easy Pete, Sunny Smiles, Trudy, and Joe Cobb.
There we go.
Chat. After clearing out the bugs in the schoolhouse, I finish off Ringo and start making my way south. There I kill Barton Thorne, and then recreate my character. Today we're going to be doing a primarily melee focused build, with a few points and explosives for some good times. After killing a few weird dogs, we make our way to the Black Mountain shortcut, killing any powder gangers we see along the way. Once there, we go around the back instead. Killing Mo, we break physics by going through this fence, and then we're into the Tabitha fight, which is actually pretty easy even at low levels if you can just bait out her long swinging attack. Tabitha is dead, and we have the primary weapon of the run, a super sledge, and with the 5 repair kits we have, it's a fully repaired super sledge, which we put to work right away on the nameless Nightkin outside and the Nightkin sniper. We then go inside, free Raoul, then we kill Raoul. And now, we're going to just show how overpowered we are already. After clearing through the Cazadors, we make our way to the National Park, where we kill a family of bighorners, and then I go into Great Khan territory, where I kill the 2 Armory members, before going up to Red Rock proper and killing a few more members outside, and then stepping into the Longhouse ready for a fight. Except there is no fight. They sit around doing absolutely nothing, even after I blatantly killed a bunch of their members outside. Honestly, they deserve what I'm doing to them right now. I use the hunting revolvers that I get from their dead bodies to kill a few more, having left them to their very well-deserved fate, and making my way into Fiend territory. I snipe Violet, take her head, I kill Queenie, Cook's Brahmin, his fiends kill him, and then I take his head, after killing the remaining fiends. Then I hunt down and kill Driver Nephi, and take his head. After this, I fight my way through the rest of Fiend territory and make my way to Camp McCarran, where I don't kill everyone on sight. Now just everyone hold on a minute, this will be very important for later in the run, me not killing the NCR. Trust me, it'll be worth it. Once I turn in the heads, I become accepted by the NCR, and then I quickly secure myself a disguise for the monorail. And I looked around but couldn't find Little Buster anywhere to kill, so that's just a lost cause for now. Making my way onto the strip, and I have one very important goal in mind. I know exactly where I'm going and exactly what I'm doing. That's right, I'm going to Freeside. For right now, starting a fight on the strip is a bad idea because, like I said, I want to stay on good terms with the NCR for just a little while. So I beat old Ben to death with a hammer before I gun down all the nameless kings outside and get into a fight with the Van Graffs. After killing the Van Graffs outside though, I get distracted and make my way to the gun runners where I purchase a chainsaw and then put it to work right away. I then put that chainsaw to work some more on the bodyguards outside and the nameless gambler and all the locals in the area, including Tapper. I finish the fight with the Van Graffs, kill the people inside the Atomic Wrangler before I start the fight with the kings. Putting down Rex is probably the hardest part of this run, but the part that infuriated me is the fact that the king ran away while I was fighting Rex. That's messed up, yo. So I chase him down, kill him, and then eat him for good measure. After wiping out the last of the kings, I snipe the Securitrons outside of Freeside's gate, and then it's time to actually start on the tops. And guess how this goes. I wonder how poor of taste this joke is. I make my way up to Yes-Man where I start his quest line. I then make my way outside before I talk to the Legion's favorite furry before getting interrupted right before I caved in his head. It's a trip over to the White Glove Society where, you guessed it, I murder everyone. I wonder if Mortimer would appreciate the irony of what's happening right now. Mortimer would probably just be pissed off that the lower class is eating the upper class. Capitalism joke. I go over to Kimura where I don't start my killing spree right away, instead talking to the receptionist and getting Kachino to spawn. I steal his journal, talk to him about breaking up the boss's big plan, and then I go upstairs to kill Clandon. For an experiment, I go downstairs to kill Troki. It's at this point I learned that the second you kill Troki, Big Sal and Nero despawn from the casino. I learned this too late after I had already saved past that point, but at least I killed Kachino and everyone else I could get my hands on. I head back out and kill the whores outside. From there, it's onward to the Lucky 38, where, you guessed it, BioShock reference. From there, it's the usual naked run through the Boomer's artillery line, and then I stain my hammer with Pearl's face. I go outside and Raquel and a nameless Boomer is next. I kill everyone in the barracks, kill Argyle, Loyal, the Boomers inside, the mess hall kill themselves more than I kill them, and then I take everything that isn't nailed down, and from there, it's onward to the Brotherhood of Steel. 2 plasma grenades is enough to get things started. From there, it's a war of attrition with the Brotherhood, killing them all with the grenade launcher and keeping myself out of range of their energy weapons. This worked spectacularly well with how the stairs work in this particular place. Even the great turrets are no match for me. What was that poor girl thinking? And then I make my way to the second floor where I start swinging. And swinging, and swinging, and swinging until they're all dead. I then collect their keycards before setting the base to self-destruct. I make a brief stop off to kill Neil, who tries the Obi-Wan technique on me.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground!
But it fails. From there, it's on to Cottonwood Cove, where I'm going to mark a few things on the map, like the El Dorado substation. This is also where I run in my first group of Legion assassins, and everything gets a little weird with how the AI interacts with each other, but it's funny. At Cottonwood Cove, I begin my assault, only for things to once more get weird. I decide to just bust out the grenade launcher to make things so much easier on myself. Then I pull out my super sledge once I reach the fort, and I begin, once more, to swing. 2 doses of turbo and a bunch of other drugs is all it takes to turn the Praetorian guards inside Caesar's tent into meat slushies, and then I take Caesar over to a table where I turn him into a salad. From there, it's a fight down to the bunker. I also tried to set up this clever trap with a mini nuke and a frag mine, but it just ended up being really disappointing. So I shoot down the guards at the weather station before making my way inside and just blowing everything up. I kill the sentry bots on my way out before making my way back to Yes Man and telling him to meet me at the Lucky 38. Yes Man uploads himself into the Matrix, I watch a glorified cutscene, and now it's time to protect the president. And now you all know why I was being nice to the NCR. On my way to Hoover Dam, I run into another group of Legion assassins. This goes about as well as you would think it would go for them right now. And I kill the mysterious stranger on my way. I do make a brief detour in Boulder City to take care of some unfinished business with the Great Khans. And then I speak to Ranger Grant to protect the president.
The call to service put forth by the Republic. It is for you that I have come here. And it is because of you.
Check your fire!
After Kimball is dead, I kill everyone else with a Ripper before finding him and having a snack, before making my way inside the dam and killing everyone inside. As it turns out though, Colonel Moore despawns, so meh. But yeah, with that, part 1 is out of the way. I've killed the president of the NCR, and in the next one, we're going to be dealing with the DLC. But before I go, I just now realized I don't have to play nice with the strip anymore, so y'all can probably guess where this is going now. Anyway, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe if you liked what you saw, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye! part 2 of a potential 3-part series where we're going from the wonderful land of Vegas to the lands of Zion, Big Mountain, the Sierra Madre, and the Divide. And we're doing it in that particular order with a focus of leaving a mountain of bodies behind us. But before we begin, feel free to like and subscribe. I get distracted after leaving the Lucky 38. And swing right by the entrance to Zion to go and get the alien blaster. Spoilers, I never used this thing for any of the DLC, I just thought it'd be neat to have. The Wind Brahmin Nightkin also dies, and I leave them to starve to death, without anyone to feed or care for them. Getting back on track, I go to the Northern Passage where the Honest Hearts DLC starts, where I try to kill everyone. Once we're past the cutscene though, I do start killing everyone, starting with the Junkie and killing the others, including the White Legs, before getting the DLC underway. I can't kill Follow's Chalks yet, because he's currently marked as essential, but that's going to change pretty quickly. And before we go and see our favorite burn victim, I make a brief stop to pick up the Survivalist Rifle. This is going to be the most fun weapon we get out of Zion today. From there, I make my way to Joshua Graham, the former second of command of the Legion, the total badass, the mal-paced legate, the man, the myth, the legend. Oh. That was disappointing. After putting down Graham, I make my way back outside and kill the other dead horses, especially Follow's Chalk. Then, just to be a dick, I make my way to the Bighorners and put down the baby that's lost its way and leave all the Bighorner meat behind. Normally there's a quest behind this that involves being nice and luring the baby back to its mama, but not today. From there, it's a jog towards the Sorrow's camp, where, you guessed it, I kill them on my way in. Waking Cloud, Daniel, the shaman guy whose name I forgot during the scripting session, they all die before I grab the map that leads out of Zion. Before I go, I check the Survivalist Cave, and grab hold of the nifty set of Desert Ranger armor. And yes, I also check for Salt Upon Wounds. He didn't spawn, but I guess that's what happens when you commit mass murder. I wouldn't know, I'm not actually a mass murderer. Leaving Zion, however, felt kind of empty. Empty. Oh, right. Big empty. Time to go to Old World Blues. At first, we have to make our way to the DLC starting area, and I decided to make a couple stops along the way. First, going to Black Mountain to re-kill everything, and then going down until I hit Helios 1, where I slaughter all the NCR defending the facility along with Mr. Fantastic and the Followers Guide. Also, I checked, you can't activate Helios 1 without Fantastic's password. Trust me, I tried. Going from there, I make a few more stops, one at Old Lady Gibson and the other at Novak, where I leave nothing but ghosts and dead people in my wake. Then I run into my first group of NCR assassins too, where I pick up some neat loot from their bodies. It's also at this point where I decide to give my current build a little bit of a test. Yeah, I think this build is doing pretty good so far. From there, it's on to Nipton, where I kill the Legion that burned the town to the ground. And boy, you ain't no Volpes. Know your place. The lottery guy also doesn't spawn in, which is a shame, but Boxcars gets what's coming to him. And now jumping into Old War Blues, where the first thing I do after getting control of my character is stuff all my weapons and armor from the Mojave into a safe in a wall before going to talk to the think tank. And real talk, this is my favorite DLC in New Vegas. It's got all my favorite weapons, it's got all my favorite stuff to explore. So I go around, I collect all the Sync's AIs, all their upgrades, all the extra weaponries, clear every single test, and every single named character in the crater dies. And yes, that includes the legendary Bloodfly. Look, everything in the Mojave is stuck in here with me, not the other way around. For the actual quest stuff, we start by getting the skinny on what's going on in the Big Empty from the think tank. This includes some nifty perks since our brain, heart, and spine have been removed. And then we get the message from Dr. Mobius. And we learn the only way to get out of Big Mountain is to collect 3 technologies to unlock the Forbidden Zone to grab our brain, which is there because the think tank are idiots. We start by going to X8 to collect data for the sonic emitter. This involves going through a makeshift high school and killing cyber dogs before grabbing 3 reports on students that go to the school. From there, we go into the dog pen of Gabe, a giant, hyper-aggressive cyber dog. And once we grab the tech we need, Dr. Mobius sends in his robo-scorpions. Then I also realized they're going to kill Gabe before I could. Fighting our way out of there, it's the X-13 facility. I sneak around the facility, avoid being detected, and then Mobius sends more scorpions after us. The last facility we go, and I just get the big antenna thingy from it, and oh look, more scorpions. And that's the 3 technologies grab. If you were just rushing the DLC, you could get it done in under an hour, but I spent so much time here that it took me like 3 hours. We take the technologies back to Dr. Klein to unlock the Forbidden Zone. I also pumped up my speech skill. That way I could talk to everyone inside the think tank, both for some extra EXP, and for the extra emotional gut punch when I betray them and murder them all later. To the Forbidden Zone! Where we encounter the second scariest boss in the game, the X-42 Giant Robo-Scorpia! And it's dead. I make sure to finish off all my helpers before I make my way inside to kill Dr. Mobius, who for the first time in one of my playthroughs actually stays alive long enough to call in his Robo-Scorpion backup. After talking with our brain and convincing it to go back inside my head, it's time to confront the think tank. I go about things diplomatically until I decide it'd be funnier to just kill everyone, and that's it for the DLC. Except for one little thing. See, there's some NPCs inside the sink, the central base you get to explore the crater. But they aren't killable by any normal means, since they're just kind of props with artificial sentience. So what do?
Very good indeed, sir. Throw it.
Ego death is probably my second favorite way to kill somebody. And from my favorite DLC to my least favorite DLC, don't get me wrong, all the DLC are pretty good, but something has to rank 4th place, and for me, that's dead money. So from Nipton, I fast travel to the closest point to the DLC start, before I murder some NCR and clear out the town of Nelson along the way, and pop straight into dead money. Also, apologies in advance, I'll do my best, but this DLC is like really dark and murky, and I'm still kind of shit at editing. Upon entering the bunker, we get knocked out, and then we're treated to a cutscene about the Sierra Madre before waking up to an old man screaming in our face. The old man is Father Elijah, who I 100% misspelled his name during the scripting. This is the Brotherhood of Steel Elder who insisted on holding Helios 1 when the NCR attacked. He's fixed a bomb collar to our neck, and we're tasked with collecting 3 like-minded weirdos, and we're informed that killing any of them prematurely will cause our collar to pop as well. So we're off to the Villa police station where we meet Dog God, a nightkin with a split personality disorder. This is where we're introduced to a new mechanic. There are radios around the villa, and if we get too close to them for too long, they will make our collar explode. We shut those off, make our way into the basement, and grab a password to make God unlock his cage and walk out. I don't speak much for Dog or try to do anything interesting with them because, frankly, they're boring and they're gonna die soon anyway, so whatever. Once leaving the police station, we fight more ghost people and it's off to the residential district where God's perk comes in handy. It's basically Light Step if you decided not to take the Light Step perk, which means none of the traps scattered throughout the district go off as we walk over them to go to our next target. I mean, partner in crime, who has booby-trapped the place to hell and back. But with God, not a problem, so, Go through the district and meet Dean Domino, a famous singer turned ghoul who's been at the Madre since the bombs dropped. Anyway, we take a seat, he lets us know there's a bomb under it. I avoid the speech checks because they upset him and I want to play nice with him for the moment, because it'll make things easier on us later. His perk also lets us go through the evil fog without taking damage for a small amount of time, which is pretty nice when you want something that's inside the fog, like a holotape. And with his help, we make our way to our final new friend that's located inside the Villa Clinic. Here we're introduced to the hologram. They hurt you, but they can only be shut off by turning off a nearby emitter. There's also radios on the walls now, some of which you can shoot and some of which are shielded. The ones you can shoot, just shoot them. The ones you can't, you have to turn off with a nearby terminal. In the clinic, we find our third and final victim, Christine, a Brotherhood of Steel member, sent to assassinate Father Elijah. However, she's had major surgery and can't talk anymore. So with our merry gang, we go back to the fountain where we started, only to be told that to open up the Madre, we have to activate something called the Gala event. 2 new areas unlock, and we take our crew to different spots around the villa once more. We take Dog to his position so he can operate some big switches. The only way to keep him there without trapping him is to hunt down 2 ghost people and bring him back their meat. Easy. The second spot is with Dean, who we take to the rooftops of the villa to connect some wires together. Dino doesn't like the idea of being left up there without some kind of backup, so we activate 2 security holograms to shoot down any ghost people that enter the area. This placates them enough, so we are off to the last spot. Taking Christine underground to a switchboard station to redirect the power or something. I was not paying attention, but we clear out the gas and reroute the terminal so she doesn't have to go down into a spooky and cramped room, and she's very grateful. Oh, also her ability is that she makes the radios pop your head faster. It's useless. There's no point to it. All that, and the final task to open up the Madre is to activate the Gala. Fighting through a bunch of ghost people, and then sitting through a glorified cutscene, and then fighting back through even more ghost people. We fight our way back to the fountain, where we enter the casino itself and get knocked clean out again. Everyone but us gets dragged to a different part of the resort, and we are tasked with waking up the Madre. I scoot around here, there, everywhere, getting lost, until I figure out where the switchboard is and flip it on. This turns off security and turns on the gambling, which we do until we get about 2,000 chips. But now we have options. Our party has been split into 3 groups. Dog is in the kitchen, Dean is in the theater, and Christine is in the suites. And since I'm boring, we deal with God first. We also learn that there's something disrupting the signals between the callers between floors. That means we can kill them, and as long as we leave the floor in time, we're safe from having our head popped off. We head to the restaurant only to learn that Dog has locked himself inside and has turned on the gas burners. After scouring around, we find a key to let ourselves in through the back. The objective here is to turn off all 3 valves without being discovered, lest God commit self-explosion and take us with him. After that, it's time to put him down for good, and escaping before our collar blows off. Once outside the restaurant, we learn that the ghost people have been hammering away at the door. Seriously, fuck these guys. Next, we're on to Dean Domino, the former star of the stage. He used to open up in Paris, you know. Anyway, getting to him, he's happy to see us, and I grill him for as much information as possible on how to get backstage. I scoot around, steal Dino's blackmail tape, before eventually making my way backstage and unlocking a door. This lets us turn off the security holograms and turn on the stage holograms, and I thank Dean by putting a present in his pants.
Whoa! Whoa!
And after leaving, we deal with the ghost people again. And now we're off to deal with Christine, who has a voice again. And since we were nice to her earlier, she's more than happy to help us navigate through groups of Vera holograms and more radios. After a hot little minute, we eat Vera, steal her dress, and pop a cap in Christine's head. One more round of these stupid ghost people, and we use a terminal to unlock a voice-activated password that lets us finally get down to the vault itself. And not like a traditional Fallout vault, but like a real vault, like a vault. From here, it's basically a navigation puzzle. We turn off or shoot any radios we can find, we avoid the holograms, and then we get to the vault proper, where we steal a couple of gold bars before reading the terminal. Also, if you read Sinclair's accounts, you just get a game over with a cutscene and everything. We talk to Elijah and bait him into coming downstairs. And I'd also like to point out I planted C4 and mines at the door to the vault. And this is bullshit? But we got him down the old-fashioned way, and with our stolen gold, we backpedal through the vault and get out with our head intact. With one final look at the Madre, we turn around and head back out to the Mojave. Honestly, the story of the Sierra Madre, I love it. And it has the automatic rifle, which is one of my favorite guns in the game, but I cannot stand playing through the DLC. The ghost people just drive me to drink. I make a brief stop by Camp Forlorn Hope, and I put down the NCR there. This includes all the officers and the entirety of 1st Recon that was reassigned here after I killed Driver Nafai. And on from there, I make my way to Prem to get to the DLC area. There I put down the NCR in the area, the convicts outside, Eddie inside, the convicts inside, Deputy Beagle, the convicts on the roller coasters, the townsfolk insides, and also fun fact, Prim Slim at higher levels has nearly 2,500 HP, which makes him the single most durable thing in the vanilla base game. Even the legendary Bloatfly only has 2,000 HP at the highest levels. Let that sink in. And now we're on to the Lonesome Road, where a final, most difficult battle awaits. Entering the DLC, we're directed to the Hopeville Missile Silo. And after some poking around, we find our companion for the DLC, Eddie. No, not that Eddie. That Eddie is dead. This is a different Eddie who unlocks shops and doors for us, allowing us to progress deeper into the silo and the DLC. To get through the silo, we grab a password off a body, open some doors, where we skip the dialogue for Ulysses. He blathers on, but the basic point is that we have to grab a laser pointer to dive deeper into the divide. Finding the laser pointer, we also find the titular weapon of the DLC, the Red Glare, a rocket launcher with 13 rounds, and it also does explosive damage. Remember the build we started with? Here we fight more marked men, blow up 3 more nukes to clear a path to the underground section, and then we meet the second new enemy of the DLC, Tunnelers, who are just the weird guys from the pit, but sometimes they go underground. After killing most of them, we make our way to the High Road, a broken up piece of highway filled with marked men and deathclaws, the former of which are not a problem, but the latter of which deal as much damage as the legendary deathclaw from a vanilla-based game. But the red glare can cripple their limbs, and the flare gun scares them into running away from us. After some more running, and finding the occasional holotape from Ulysses, and one jump scare later, we're at the Asheville missile silo. Ed unlocks it for us, we launch an actual nuke that unlocks the Courier's Mile, more on that later, and now we're onto a massive lift, heading down with tunnelers crawling up the walls. And my strategy for this is to park my ass in a corner with a chainsaw I got off one of the marked men earlier, and just let them run into me. We come out from there onto a rooftop, where I spend some time sniping down marked men from miles away with the anti-material rifle before detonating more nukes, one of which causes a building to collapse, cutting us off from our objective of Ulysses. So we take a side trip, where we kill the Tunneler Queen, who honestly just looks the same as all the other Tunnelers, so whatever. Coming out onto another rooftop, and Ulysses takes Eddie away, and uses him to blind us for a second, and we're left alone. Well, it's time for more sniping, and one of the most powerful enemies in the game, Roar the Deathclaw. This is going to be a tough fight, so obviously I need to prep for as much as possible in order to take him down. Well, that was anticlimactic. We're on the finishing stretch now, so we keep fighting and killing our way through the marked men until we reach Ulysses' temples. And once we get inside, we have the option to let Eddie out of his box, but keeping him there is just another form of ego death, so he stays, and we get a perk because of it. And rather than approach Ulysses and listen to him wax poetic some more, I just blow him away before pulling out a super sledge to mow down the marked men who come in to get revenge or whatever. After doing that, we change the target of the nukes to both NCR and Legion, and we leave the temple, getting us an ending cutscene. Concluding, yes, you can beat Fallout New Vegas' DLC by killing everyone, but before you go, bonus round! First up, the Courier's Mile. It's an area that unlocks after the Ashton missile silo, and it has some nifty stuff in there, along with a metric ton of Deathclaws and marked men. The Deathclaws go down relatively easy, as do the Markmen, so they're not important. What is important is the sheer amount of ammo and healing supplies you can get from these areas, including auto stim packs, weapon mods, and just, I cannot emphasize enough how much ammo you get. You also get some bonus reputation points from the Boomers and Powder Gangers, which I personally find hilarious. But dropping nukes on both NCR and Legion unlocks 2 new areas as well, the Long 15 and Dry Wells. To kill off the Long 15, we have to go to the Mojave Outpost first, so let's deal with that really fast. And honestly, both of these areas can be summed up with, what if the Courier's Mile was easier? It's just some relatively basic marked men-esque enemies and some feral ghouls instead of Deathclaws. But they both come with a unique grenade rifle that I think are relatively nifty, and 2 named NPCs that have some pretty stellar armor that just plain looks cool if you can get it, as well as more ammo, health items, and weapons. And now we can safely say that we've done every bit of New Vegas' DLC by killing everyone. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for when I go for round 3, where we finish off the Mojave. Bye! And here we are for part 3 of the Kill Everything run. This is going to be a fairly straightforward finishing up of everything we did from part 1 and part 2. If you haven't seen parts 1 and 2, go ahead and check those out, where we kill Kimball and all of the DLC. And once you've done that, feel free to like and subscribe. I make my way from the Wind Brahmin farm to Jacobstown, where I kill the legendary Cazador, the NCR Ranger Station, and then I make my way into Jacobstown proper before I just, well, you know the drill. I start swinging, and swinging, and swinging. Marcus dies, followed by Lily and the nameless mutants outside. Keenan and Kel dies inside afterwards, and I go around back to kill the Night Stalkers and learn firsthand that, oh baby, the unique super sludge does not spawn if you haven't started the quest in Jacobstown. The next target on our docket is Westside, and after plowing my way through the townsfolk, killing mean son of a bitch, I then go down to the Thorn, where I'm not going to let anything get me distracted, and okay, hear me out first. Red Lucy at the Thorn gives you a quest to kill things and bring back monster eggs. Simple enough, we go around, we rip and tear through places that normally I wouldn't go, like this cave that isn't on the map, but contains the fire gecko eggs. Also, shout out to the Legion. Anytime I think I need a new super sludge for repairs, they show up to give me one. Thanks guys, you the real ones. Anyway, we collect Mantis, Red Scorpion, Night Stalker, Fire Gecko, Cazador, and Deathclaw eggs, and deliver them to Red Lucy. After that, we scramble her eggs, and then we eat them. From there, it's kind of just a wistful, random drifting to and fro. Camp McCarran goes down, the Fiends in Vault 3 die, the NCR at the farm die, and I end up kind of wandering slowly but surely towards Vault 33, where I kill the ghouls in there before grabbing the All-American. Camp Golf dies, then it's off to the eastern side of the map where it's mostly just Cazadors, Lake Lurks, and the one NCR trooper at Camp Guardian. And around the time that I go back to Boulder City, I realize I can't remember if I killed Private Kowalski or not. Like, I scoured all my footage, and I just have no idea. I went over to the Cazador nest, not too far from Boulder City, and just found that they weren't spawning in. The NCR at all the ranger stations died. But I mean, what is even the point? Haha, look at me. I'm killing the Deathclaws in the promontory, surrounded on all sides, but I'm in no danger because I'm getting close to level 50. Look at me, spawning in and killing Gojira, the fire gecko, and just shotgunning enough turbo so hard he can't get back up again. I don't see a point in doing this anymore, and I honestly stopped having fun. Here's a montage of some funny kills I found along my footage. But let's put a cap in everything. It's time to finish off the Mojave. Here's the map with everything marked off. And let's jump into the final battle of Hoover Dam and end this. I take at least one weapon from each DLC and the vanilla game, a light shining in darkness from Honest Hearts, the auto rifle from Dead Money, the grenade launcher from the vanilla game, the photonic axe from Old World Blues, and Fist of the North Rar from Lonesome Road. Going straight into the battle, I turn around and kill my Securitron helper before scurrying along the dam. I shoot clumps of Legion soldiers with the grenade launcher before either using the axe to chop them up or gunning them down with the auto rifle. My way to the dam's control room where I upload Yes Man, and then destroy the dam proper. From there, it's just more of the same. I beat up my own Securitrons, the Legion dies, blah blah blah. Look, here I am in Lanius's camp, here's the number of people I've killed so far, add up some more for the Legion that's already here, and you'll have like about 3,200 or so. I think the most that any YouTuber has killed so far. I don't even give Lanius the time to talk, I just charge right up to him with Fist of the North Roar and start punching him down. His Praetorian guards do knock me around enough that he is able to get away and start the second phase of the fight, but I shoot him before he can summon too many of his reinforcements, kill off the rest of the Praetorian guards, and then eat him. I kill the few Legion that do show up before making my way to the gate. After that, it's a quick chat with Oliver, where, you guessed it, I kill him, and then I start eating him before I'm interrupted by Yes Man. And is it just me, or does Yes Man look like really fucking intimidating from this angle? Like, this is spooky. And with that, we've proven that yes, you can kill everyone in the Mojave and still beat Fallout New Vegas, and all of its DLC by simply killing as many people as humanely possible. For the finale, we type in some console commands before killing the narrator and soft-locking the ending. I really don't have a good way to outro this. Like, comment, and subscribe, I guess, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.